Alright, what is up, everybody? Okay, I know that's not my regular intro, but it's okay. Oh, hair. Oh, okay. So, we're gonna give it into a rough start. I don't know if it doesn't get any attention, but I'm just gonna say my opinion, and it's just gonna be out there. I believe Asmongold is a better feminist advocate than women today. So, he covered the Australian Federal Court, who ruled that biological women are now second than those who are trans women. So, and trust me, I mean, it gets more, I get more into detail here. Then covered a Korean Twitch streamer, Jenny TTY, who was who was barricading herself to protect herself. And I guess this guy, I think, I don't know where she was at, but she was barricading herself, and I guess some guy was trying to get into her room, and so, her door, and so she barricaded herself while she was streaming. So it was insane. It was an insane thing. Um, and I think he's a better feminist. All he wants is to have women accountability for their own actions. And I agree with him 110%. I agree with him. You know, just women, at least for me, that they don't take accountability for nothing. And I just sometimes, mostly all of the time, I mean, you guys can probably send me so many videos, so many links. You can tell me where to search, and I believe that women nowadays and back then, they are not taking accountability, and it is a yes or no. And there's a scripture, yes, I mean, I'll get into it, but other than that, then I mean, you just say yes to be yes, no to be no. So people, women in particular, they don't accept accountability, and that's all he wants. He wants women to say that yes, absolutely, this is my fault, and I guess he also just wants women to stop blaming men for everything that they're doing. Just stop blaming it, all the things that's on them. Do I blame men for anything? No, I don't. I don't blame men for anything. What is there to blame? I mean, for me, it gives me a peace of mind that I don't have to have anything against a person that they didn't do anything wrong. Do you know what I have against? Is people who are running as politicians who are supposed to be in power, who are actively trying to destroy this country. That is who I'm against. That's the betterment. I mean, I can say both men and women is trying to fail this country, and that who are trying to give it the hands to the wrong people, who are trying to spread socialism and communism and try to brainwash children and adults to this day. And both sides of each end are doing the same thing. And yes, there is people who are crazy from the left, but there's also crazies from the right, okay? So I'm just saying, to have an independent thought. And yes, this is my independent thought. So he just wants people or women to stop blaming men. Stop blaming men for everything. I mean, my example is what happened to 10 years, okay? I had a job since I was 20, and now I haven't invested anything. What am I going to do? I'm going to take accountability for my own actions because I spend and consume, and I'm not blaming a single thing on a man. Why? Because I had the opportunity, I took it, and I worked at it for the majority of my adult life. I'm an adult woman, okay? And I'm not gonna blame an adult man for an action that he didn't commit, I mean, for everything? No. And you have to have your own accountability for what you did, what you done, and what you're going to do next. There's no what ifs, or buts answers. You just take what it is. You take your accountability and you go with it and say, you know what? Yes, I'm sorry. And I'll take every accountability for it, right? So I'm not going to go on a huge tangent, but you know exactly what I mean. And yes, sometimes I get frustrated with these ladies. Trust me. I absolutely 110% would get so frustrated with these girls, these ladies, right? So besides all that, the best way to describe this is a recent video from Police Activity, and it's about a lady who couldn't take accountability and blame cops on why she should be chased because she fled from a stop. Okay, they stopped her, and she was afraid because she didn't have her driver's license. And she was trying to make an excuse on why they're chasing after her. She's a mom. And the thing is, lady, they don't know that. You don't just run off and think that they're not going to chase you. Why? Because many of cases, they are running for one, that they have possible warrants, and two, that this, you can have drugs in a car, you can have weapons. If you're a felon, you're not supposed to have a gun. And so if you have a gun, guess what? You're gonna run off. So they're not gonna know that. And either way, you don't just justify by saying that, oh, they have all these other criminals. Why you're chasing me? I'm a mom. Do not. I cannot stand ladies who are trying to shift the blame on cops or men, and are trying to basically shift the blame and not like reflecting on themselves and say, yes, it was my fault for running. I was scared, but guess what? It wasn't just her for running because of that, but because of her stupid reaction, she almost put her own child, her own toddler, on the line. And so I'm like, you almost killed your kid during a rollover. And yes, guys, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. But it was not just that. And I'll put that video up for you to see. But it's insane how it is, how these women are, and I can't stand these women. So there's like another situation where Asmongold like covered, and so this lady, and I think he's more kind than me. I still today thinks this lady is stupid, and I think he's more kind than I am. With the 18-year-old who tried to buy a luxurious car with fake identification. So I called that lady stupid. He called that lady stupid. And then he said that lady was set up and he feels sorry, and I still called her stupid. I was still clowning on her. Why? Because you don't know. I mean, you're 18 years old, but you're trying to commit a crime. You know exactly what you're doing. Don't give me those crocodile tears. You know exactly, you don't have to do what this guy says, and yet you still continue to do it. And I'm still mad. Not right now. I mean, I let that go, but I'm like, dude, don't give me those crocodile tears. You know exactly what you're doing, and you know exactly That's just wrong from the beginning. You shouldn't have done that. You're 18 years old, and now you're gonna go to 18-year-old jail, and jail for big girls and big boys. Well, not for big men, but you're gonna go to jail with big women, big girls, okay? And we're talking about full grown women adult jail that you're gonna go to, and you're gonna, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna wonder, why did you do that in the first place? And you know what you should do to actually save cash for a car, so you can buy your own car, but not a luxurious one, but it's still a good one to take you to point A to point B. And that's what you should do. You should stop, mind your business. Do not do not just go up to a guy who's gonna drop you off, and you're gonna say, I'm gonna steal this car, this luxurious car, for a fake ID, for a fake identification. And you know what I can't stand about this lady in particular is that she was lying, and she was not a good liar. I saw the poker face already, and that irritated me to no end. And I was like, I can't not stand women who lie. I mean, for me, that's something that's like, I feel like that's against me. I'm like, I can't stand liars in general, but when you're trying to like give me that poker face and you're trying to lie to me, that's, for me, that's just so irritating. And they smile about it. They cannot find a poker face, and then when they're confronted about the name and try to like give like certain like questions to point out, and they still try to lie. She couldn't even get her name right. The name that she was trying to give was Emily, but she couldn't spell her own fake name, and it was just so stupid on her part. Absolutely. I didn't care if she got set up. That was a still stupid move that you can do. You know, honestly, for an 18-year-old, something you shouldn't do. You should probably just find a hobby or job to go to instead of hanging with bozos like these guys, because you think he's gonna stay and say, oh no, please don't arrest her, no, it was all me. No, this guy, he's gonna leave you, and you're gonna suffer this consequence because you're trying to provide a fake identification to steal a luxurious car. And oh, trust me guys, you have no idea how irritating this lady was to me. I was like, Asmongold is the most kindest man who felt bad for you because you got set up. For me, I'm like, as a Hispanic, Mexican woman, I cannot stand ladies like these who try to commit a crime, to lie about it, and just genuinely, I mean, like, don't give me that BS, that crocodile tears. No, you know exactly what you were doing. He didn't held a gun to your face. You could have go in and say, hey, I need help. There's a situation. Can you call the police? Because this guy, he's trying to force me into committing a crime, and I'm not safe in this area because this guy is outside, and I need you to come here and arrest this guy because I feel unsafe for my well-being. And that's it. That's all you gotta do is scream for help. That's it. That's all you gotta do. That's just my rant for today, guys, and I don't want to go on, but that's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do, right? So I'm hoping you guys like this video. Please comment what you think, because I think Asmongold is a better feminist. He just wants us to take accountability and just wants us to just stop blaming men for everything. I don't blame a single guy for a single thing. Like, leave that in the back burner. Like, let that go. That's burnt to a crisp. We got more other things to worry about, like Australia. putting like trans man, a person who was, a biological male, to, as first, because they're female now, but they're putting them first than actual biological female. Like, I'm a biological female. I'm a biological female. So imagine if that was me in Australia. I would have been so upset to know that, I mean, it's going to be controversial, but to know that someone who's trans, who are placed first, like, imagine that. I mean, this could be a secondary video, but yeah, I'll just keep it short. Just imagine you're working at a job and they fire you. Just like they flick you out of the office. Why? It's not just a lack of skill that you have. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just that they didn't have room for anybody. So what do? They replace you with a person who was biologically male, but they're now a female. They're trans. So they need someone to remove you and to put that person there for a high-paying job. And that's it. And they don't care about what you feel. If you have family, if you have children on your own, they really don't care. And they will do it. And for me, this will create a rebellion. So I really do think so. And people will hate more trans when it comes down to this. When they roll something like this, there will be a rebellion. I really do think so. So we'll see. Alright, guys. Alright, thank you for everything. Alright, peace.